Imagine you could go back in time, back to 2008, 2009, and religiously and relentlessly purchase properties every single year, whether that's one or two or three or four each year for the last 15 years. And what would that look like today in terms of passive income as well as equity in your portfolio? As an investor, there's a lot of stuff about what the risks are and what the issues are with purchasing a real estate investment property, but in 10, 20 years, when you're thinking about moving money around or cashing some equity out, it really is not going to matter. When I help my clients build out investment schedules, I hold them accountable to what their purchasing goals are so that they can realize results in the future. There is absolutely no one that owns a piece of real estate that they purchased 20 years ago who regrets it today. There are things that an owner or an investor can do along the way to really screw up that investment, including refinancing at the wrong time, pulling cash out to do the wrong things with, that are really going to set you back and really make the whole process suck. But if you're looking to be a real estate investor, a serial real estate investor to build wealth, you have to passionately hold yourself accountable to the plan and the strategy that we set out or that you set out for yourself so that you can realize those goals in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. A portfolio acquisition schedule not only has a complete set of rules and strategies that you're going to take advantage of and that you're going to implement throughout the years, but it's also a plan, a rigid plan of we need to make X number of acquisitions every year, quarter, or month, whatever it looks like for your personally set passive income goals at the end of 10 years. I'm an avid reader. I love studying. I read every single day. If I'm not reading, I'm listening to the audiobook. And there's a big difference between reading a book, learning, understanding concepts, and applying those concepts. You have to be executing. If you're trying to be an investor, you need to be on hunt mode and we need to figure out what opportunities are going to fit inside of that diagram that we've set out for ourselves. This is what I do. This is what I advise my clients to do. And this is why I think we've been very successful. I have zero clients that are upset about the investment property that they purchased if you look back more than 3 years ago. In the immediate, obvious, you're going to have this. But after a certain point in time, you're going to be very happy that you made that purchase. So I'll give you a story. One of the very first homes that I sold, it was in a beautiful area, very nice neighborhood, great schools. On the other side of the neighborhood were not so good schools. So what we classified this area as would be a growth market, because on one side of the street you have $1 million homes, on the other side of the street you have $100,000 homes. There's a big opportunity for upward movement in the valuation of a really nice home. The person that sold it was super worried about the market taking a further turn. Remember, I got into the market right after the crash, 2009. They're very worried about the equity and what's that going to look like. But at the same time, the property was rented and he was making positive cash flow. He ended up selling that property. The property recently went back on the market 2 years ago. Since it was one of the first properties I sold, I called the agent on it. The agent told me the property was taken care of for the last 15 years. And then as soon as the renter left, they did a renovation. They sold it for over $800,000. They only bought it for $260,000 in 2009. Moral of the story is to stick to your guns. Don't deviate from your plan, lead with conviction, and keep playing the game. This is David from DMVREA.com, associate broker at Remax Excellence, and I hope you're having a great week.